For this tutorial, you're going to need 2 colours of yarn. I've got cotton for the purpose of this tutorial. You'll need a crochet hook. I've got a 4mm. You'll need a pair of scissors, like so. And you're also going to need your pattern chart. This one here, which I've got in the link in the description, is what we're working through today. By the time you're finished with your chart, you should have a heart swatch like this. And in a second, I'm going to show you guys how to read this chart that we're going to be using today. So each box in this chart represents a stitch, and you'll see that we have 26 along the row. So that's the goal of stitches for this entire project. The rows with X's are going to be double crochet, and the rows without X's are going to be single crochet. So you'll see that you start with 2 rows of single crochet. So to start your pattern, you're going to be using your first colour. I'm using the light pink because that just makes sense of the background colour of my chart. So you're going to start the usual slip knot that you always do. And what we're going to do is we're going to chain 26 times for the 26 boxes across the row. And you're going to do an extra 1, and then you're going to be skipping that first one when you start doing your single crochet. So you should have an entire row of single crochet by the time this row is done. Once you have finished your row of chains, it should be about this long, and like I said, it's 27 chains. You skip the first chain and you start your single crochet into the second chain. So you're going to work across the entire row, and this is going to count as the first row of single crochet in the pattern chart. So you'll keep doing that right up until the end of the row. And this is what it looks like done. And the different thing about usual crochet is you're actually going to cut the end here and you're going to tie it off, because you're only actually going to be working on one side. So this is the front side that we're working with. Where this pattern's slightly different to traditional crochet is we're going to be working on the second row, and we're going to be using the darker pink as it's marked in the first stitch of the row. And what we're going to do for this is we're going to go into the first single crochet into both loops and do a single crochet again. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to do single crochets like the chart says, but we're only going to go into the back loop only. So as you can see, I'm just going into the back loop here, and this is really important for Mosaic Crochet because we need the front loop available for the next step that we're going to be doing. So single crochet into the back loop only, except for the first and last stitch. And this is what we should have. So we've got a back loop single crochet all across except for the first stitch and the last stitch. So now we're working on the third row, which is our first row of double crochet, which you can see because of the X's, and we're using the light pink for that this time as marked up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go under both loops, and then we're going to attach the light pink with a single crochet. And then this is where it starts to change a bit. We're going to go back to those front loops which we left last time, and we're actually going to work a double crochet into them. So we're going to drop down. And the reason we do that is because the idea with Mosaic Crochet is the pattern appears because you're choosing to hide certain parts of the colour, and what you choose to reveal is what makes the pattern. The third row of the pattern chart is completely double crochet, so by the end of it, the row of dark pink single crochet is going to be completely hidden. And this is what it looks like. You've got the hidden dark pink row of single crochet, and you see that the double crochet in the light pink has dropped down, so it's completely covered it. So now we've done our first row of double crochet, we're going to be working onto the fourth row, and you're going to see we're starting to actually work on the heart here. So we're starting the bottom of the heart. So this is what the row looks like. It's like we did previously, but you're just doing single crochet in the dark pink across the whole row. For row 5, you're going to be doing 11 double crochets. You're going to have 2 single crochets and then another 11 double crochets. And this is where the pattern starts to reveal itself. So same thing again, you're going to be doing the loop downwards into the double crochet, and you're doing this 11 times. So far the dark pink is being hidden again. And we'll keep going until we have got to 11 double crochets. And once we get there, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the back loop of the single crochet in the dark pink instead. So you see the dark pink is now going to be available to see. And then you're just going to continue and you're going to do double crochet into the front loop of the stitch below. But now you're going to notice that you have got the dark pink visible, and we're going to be working from that to start to develop our hearts. And this is what it should look like. We've left this visible because we're going to be working into that in our next row. And this is what it should look like when finished. So we have just worked on row 5, which is our second row of double crochet. We're working onto row 6, and you'll see we're actually going to be doing some double crochet for the dark pink this time. And that will be specifically into those 2 stitches that we're going to be going down to. So I've done my single crochets for the row, and then I'm going to do the same process of doing a double crochet into the front loop of the dark pink, like so, and we're doing that 2 times, so into both of the stitches that we've got, which we revealed in the previous row, and then the rest of the row is just going to be single crochets again. And like always, it's going to be single crochet in the back loop, except the final stitch and the first stitch, which is going to be in both of the loops. At this stage, you're going to start to see the hearts taking form. Now you can see the bottom part of the heart, those 2 stitches there we have created, and you see that on either side we've got 2 stitches that we're going to have uncovered that we'll be able to then expand on, so it will look like this. To start this row, we're doing 9 double crochet in the light pink, but then going to work into the next 6 stitches. So we're going to do the back loop only single crochet across the 2 before the double crochet, the 2 double crochet we already have, and then the 2 after. And this is setting us up for the next row, so we'll be dropping down all 6 again, so you're going to start to really see the heart forming here. Finish this row off, we're going to be doing 9 double crochets again, dropping down into the stitch for the light pink. And from this point onwards, you're really going to be seeing your heart pattern starting to develop. We've just finished row 7, and we're going to be working into row 8 now, and we're going to be doing 6 double crochet into that section of the dark pink just to create our next row of our heart. So work the single crochet until this point. We're then going to drop down to the front loop, and we're going to do 6 double crochet. And you're going to see the base of the heart is really starting to expand, so it's looking more and more like we have in the chart. Keep working the double crochets into all 6 of the stitches. And then once we have done this, we're going to finish the row again by going across in the single crochets in the back loop only. And this is how your work is going to be looking from this point. You guys are probably noticing this for yourself as well now, but just look at how clean your work is looking, and this is why I love Mosaic Crochet so much. Just look at how refined it is. Another perk of Mosaic Crochet is you can see exactly where you are in relation to the chart just because of the first stitch that you've got showing each specific row. So it makes it easier to really follow what you're doing and know where you are in the pattern. So you'll see the row with 6 double crochet, this one here is the one we've just finished. For the next row, we're going to have 7 double crochets in the light pink to start, going across then in the single crochet, and then another 7 double crochet in the light pink again. We're going to start in the same way. You're going to do the single crochet into both loops, and then we're going to start our 7 double crochet in the front loop only. And then once we've done that, you're going to see that we've left an extra 2 because we're choosing to reveal that for the next row. So it just means our heart is going to be getting bigger and bigger. So we've got all 7 here, and then we're going to start to work into those 2 single crochets. And once we've worked into those 2 single crochets with a back loop only single crochet, we're going to go across the rest of the already done double crochet, and then we're going to do another 2 on the other side like this. Then going to finish the row by doing 7 double crochets going down into the front loop of the previous row of light pink. And at this stage, you're going to see that the dark pink heart is just going to be getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to be a lot more obvious what you're making. And this is what it looks like at this point. Now that we have finished this row, we've got the 6 double crochet we've already created here. We're going to be making the next set of them. So we're going across this point, so there'll be 10 double crochets now in the heart. For this row, we're going to be doing single crochets up until we reach the point that we start doing our double crochets in dark pink. So we're going across this point like so. And now we're reaching the first of the dark pink stitches. So we're going to go down and we're going to be doing 10 double crochets into the front loop of the dark pink stitches. We're going to be doing double crochet into all of these until we reach the other side, and then we're going to finish off the row with single crochet. So this is what it looks like once you are done. Our next row starts with 5 double crochet using the light pink, and we'll go into these stitches. So dropping down into the front loop, we'll get the first 5 double crochets done. And once they're done, you'll see that you're actually revealing another 2 of the single crochet on either side of the heart. And that's just doing it to make the heart even bigger again this time round. So we finished the 5 double crochet. We're going to work into the back loops of these next 2 single crochet, and then the rest of the back loops going across those double crochets that we've already created. Keep working into these back loops until you finish all the ones for the double crochet and the 2 single crochet on the other side. And then once you're done, you should have 5 double crochet at the start and 5 at the end, and then 2 for the next row.